Why even play these conference basketball tournaments at the end of the year? They just happen. Have been happening for some time. I just wonder if anybody ever stops and says, exactly what is everybody doing except selling a few more tickets? And even that's debatable. What's the real point here? Why are you even bothering to play this tournament? Yeah, good question. This past weekend is kind of a reminder of why it is that you play these conference basketball tournaments. What do these tournaments really mean in the end? You get some confetti and that's about it. Here's why I bring it up. For a very obvious reason, Texas beats Kansas in the Big 12 championship. They beat them in the final by 20 points. That's 20 points. Less than 24 hours later, this tournament is so important and so impactful, and it's really going to dictate where teams go in the tournament. Less than 24 hours later, Kansas is a number 1 seed. Fresh off losing by 20. Texas is a 2 seed and deserving of that. We can debate the 1 seed. I'm just saying that, I guess there's no hangover whatsoever. Then 24 hours after you get beat by 20, you're a top seed in the tournament. That just kind of tells you that these things don't mean a heck of a lot. But with Texas, no matter what the seed, and it's deserved, a 2 seed is deserved. It's about the elephant in the room. It just keeps showing itself, and it's nobody's fault. You can make an argument that Texas is talking to other coaches and should be talking to other coaches, but all the while, the elephant in the room is Rodney Terry's success. Add it up. Just add it up. And it just keeps plodding along and plodding along. And I know the argument, there's part of the argument is, well, gosh, this is a very easy decision for them. It's not. It's not quite that easy. You can't get it wrong. You get it wrong in the world of big-time coaching, and you spend the next 3 to 4 years and about $50 million trying to recover. That's the reality. But add up what has happened so far. He's been named National Coach of the Year a week ago. That is a first for a Texas coach. It's going to be a top 7 finish, probably even top 5. They blast Kansas by 20. Just run them off the floor to win the Big 12. They're a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, all deserved. It's not a fluke. It's not some lucky thing they stumbled into. It's for real. But what if he doesn't get hired? Star power in college sports works, and it matters. It does matter. The face of the franchise is not a player in the college sports world. In professional college sports, the face of the franchise is the coach. That's the salesperson. That's the closer. That's the CEO. That's the Zuckerberg. That's the Elon Musk. That's just the way the industry works. They are the focal point of everything, not the players. The face of the franchise is the coach. And star power matters. Texas wants star power. And it's a weird setup, is it not? Fans would just want to enjoy the ride. I get it. And you should. It's fun to watch. This is arguably the best sporting event this country has. And they're in a great spot. And they deserve it. And they're not done yet by any stretch. But when you step back and start to think, gosh, what's going on? It's the elephant in the room. It's weird to say the elephant in the room is a coach's success, but it's the elephant in the room. How often, if ever, does a coach not get the job, not get retained? It's not like he just came in from nowhere. He's been around. So how often does a coach not get the job when their team is on such a roll? In the analogy with a player, you don't take the ball out of his hands. You just don't. It's a pitcher. It's a quarterback. You don't take the ball away. Here is a team that's on a roll, and we can assume Texas is talking to someone. I think that's a safe assumption. They're not chatting with the coach. They're chatting with a lawyer for sure. But surely along the way, you have to admit those are kind of awkward conversations. Surely somewhere along the way, somebody says, well, yeah, I'd love to take your money, and Austin would be great. I'll move there like everybody else. But what about the guy that's got him on a roll right now? You guys are kind of good. Yeah, we might do that too. Is the conversation, and could you say, think about this. Like I said, I do not hold it against Texas because it is the name of the game is star power. That's how you win. It's what works. It's what works. But you can't minimize the run that they're on. You can't. I mean, it's just you can't even hide from it. But you have to admit that the conversation is awkward. Are they able to say, is Texas able to have a conversation with somebody, this bigger name somebody, this potential face of the franchise somebody? Are they able to say to that person, yeah, well, we think we're going to hire you. We got this issue right now. We're winning a lot. Yeah, we can pay you that, but we might need to pay this guy that. We'll keep him if... Right? I don't think he needs to stop and say, hey, where am I in this equation? Because he can't do that. He needs to be between the lines, just winning and winning and winning. That's all he can do. That's all Rodney Terry can do. He can't change the course any more than just win. And on the side, is Texas saying to somebody, well, maybe if, or could be if, or not sure. It's a weird setup. You have to admit it. And they deserve everything coming their way. There's no argument. There's nothing they could have done over the weekend to do any better.